Ladies and gentlemen of all ages, welcome once again to the DropZone Nation Tournament ReCap. I am your host Harlequin, ready to bring you some more sweet DropZone action from the recent DZN Tournament. This tournament was stacked with talent, with some brand new players along with some familiar faces, and had an epic finals to boot. I hope you're as ready as I am. Let's begin the recap and introduce your competitors. First up, we have the number one player on DropZone right now, Anxiety, taking on the defending DZN champion Rinka. After that, Ring makes his return to face Raptor. Then our fellow caster L Forward will do battle against Ancient Heart. And finally, My Diamond and Knockout will compete in an epic clash of the Titans. Anxiety and Rinka both sat dead even in the openings of the game. However, a nice catch and snipe by Rinka would set him in the lead over Anxiety.
We're having the most exciting duel ever as two widgets firing positron condensers at each other. Oh man! And that nice shot. Oh, that was a beautiful grenade right into Recon to finish him.
With Rinka having the lead all throughout the match, Anxiety went for a big team fight that would finally allow him to catch up and gain the lead in cores.
And he's got to be careful not to cede any alphas in this coming fight. This team fight's actually a lot more important because he can, the widget ult's keeping him alive. It's healing so much damage. Recon can't do anything. He's trying so hard to put some damage down, but it just doesn't matter when you fight on top of that widget ult. He should have just fallen back. Instead, it cost him 2 rigs. He is going to get that widget, but now he's going to have a wiped team with so many cores on the field and Alpha Strike on the horizon. Vice just needs to fall back, start.
With a follow-up Alpha Strike, Anxiety was able to cement a giant lead over Rinka and never looked back as he ended the game with an 18-13 scoreline.
There's little skirmishes happening on both sides right now. Recon gets stunned though, and it looks like he's gonna fall to widget. And that's gonna be the game. Wow, look at that. So up until the halfway point.
In the second quarterfinals match, Ring and Raptor went head-to-head in the early game, as Ring managed to get a catch and snipe onto Raptor. However, it was Raptor who would come out on top with 2 follow-up kills.
Last couple shots in, can she get 2 more? Oh wow, the rocket barrage came from the north! Recon with the snipe! It might cost Recon his life though. It doesnn't look like he has an escape, and the other Recon wants blood. Oh, that was such a good play.
It's worth it, but that's a beautiful play from Ring.
I didn't even see it coming, and I'm watching the game.
Oh, and he might be able to get the widget as well. That is gonna be huge.
Oh, he could go for total vision right now if he takes out that widget. Oh, his Vice is kind of running.
As the match went on, Raptor kept up a solid lead, consistently turning in cores while keeping up camp kills that made sure Ring was unable to catch up to the final score of 16-10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Recon goes down, but it just largely doesn't matter. Like, that was both... Oh man, both Recons out of the fight with only a minute remaining and 10-16. I don't see how this game's gonna go any different way. This widget's putting out some damage. She is going ham right now. It looks like the flag goes down. Good game from Ring, and the win goes to Raptor. Oh,
yeah,
that was good. I mean,
L Forward and Ancient Heart took a pretty passive approach to the early game. However, once the fighting started, it tended to get pretty bloody, with the Kavash even joining in the action.
Right on top of Ice, knocking him back and securing the kill, even allowing the Kavash to get a little snack in there on top of that.
Wow.
Recon now out here wanting to maybe put some pressure on this Knockout. I think he doesn't even have to worry about it. Knockout's low enough health. She activated the Shredder Field a bit too brazenly and almost lost her life for it.
Later in the match, L Forward would go forward in the score by stealing a Hive to obtain the Hive Buster bonus.
To leave the uploader back. Oh man, stole the Hive Buster. And then she flies away. What a jerk. She runs in, steals your Hive, and then flies out like a... Oh my gosh.
After that, there was nothing more to say, as L Forward would close out the game in a strong final score of 22-11.
Getting into. Well played from Ancient Heart, and that's going to be the game 22-11. And we can see from a very early stage in the game, L Forward was just...
My Diamond versus Knockout was a true clash of the Titans, and lived up to the expectations set by the matchup. Both players going back and forth in cores, blow for blow, flights were aplenty all over the battlefield. However, in the end of this epic confrontation, it would be My Diamond coming out ahead with a 15-8 scoreline and the win.
Oh no, you're being so greedy! You're being so greedy! You knew Knockout was out there! Getting his Knockout to level 2. This Knockout, there's no way she can escape. There's no way. Just kind of gave it up. Oh, and throws in the towel. Really no coming back from that one.
Anxiety was not playing around, taking a commanding lead into the early game versus Raptor in the semifinals, as well as taking the life of one Boss Kavash.
I think he knows what's happening right now, but there's nothing he can do about it. His recon's so far away. And
as the game progressed, Anxiety would take the game in convincing fashion, as the game would end on a gigantic final score of 21-5.
Oh my god. And then he's able to use the stuns twice in a row. That is really interesting.
Yeah, I mean both the stuns and the heals on top of, like, oh man, that widget has so much health, so you can't burn it down easily at all.
As our casters rejoin the second semifinals match, we find that My Diamond and L Forward are racing to the finish line with eyes on the grand final and a chance to take on Anxiety to become champion.
That is 100% my fault. I thought I hit the hotkey when I hit the match start, but I apparently did not.
Yep.
Anyways, 4-3, it's like the game just started. It's like
this back and forth match was finally brought to a breaking point when L Forward secured the all-important 4-point objective, Alpha Strike.
The cores are even up just about as far as what's on the map, so he can close this gap so long as he wins a team fight.
However, that game-winning team fight would never come from My Diamond, as L Forward would secure the victory with a solid lead of 14-21.
Managed to pull ahead in the alpha game. My Diamond drops the well played, the good luck, and throws in the towel, the respectful resignation to close out this last semi-final match. Look at, oh man.
The finals between Anxiety and L Forward was one to be remembered, and as such, both competitors decided to get a little bloody from the get-go.
We just die right here, I think.
She's just standing there. Is he not paying attention? He's microing. Oh, he got the kill just before Knockout secures the kill on Knock. Oh man. But you know what's been great, right?
As both players were even throughout the entire duration, Game 1 would lead to an epic close as Anxiety attempted to go for a 4-point boss layer objective, and L4 decided it was all or nothing and went for the fight.
Opposing widget all goes up as well. It looks like the team's just trying to take out the boss though. Let's see who's gonna get the kill. He waits and gets it. Times his auto attack just perfectly because there wasn't any pressure on the board at all. After that knockout went down, they were able to just walk around and do whatever they want. L Forward says good game. About to lose his entire team after losing 4 points to that boss objective. What a play. My god. That was intense.
It all comes down to that last boss right there.
In Game 2, Anxiety could smell blood in the water as he went in for the kill on L Forward. However, L Forward had his own target in sight as he takes down Anxiety's Vice for first blood.
Knockout sitting there dizzy when she lands. Vice is in a lot of trouble, but that's not really a big deal for Anxiety, really. Vice isn't the core of his composition. Recon's still gonna deal damage.
In a key moment for Game 2, L Forward manages to micro a 2-core lead and steal a core from Anxiety.
This is where he wants to just scream in there. Here, Knockout goes in, Widget runs away. Here comes the stun, denies the uplink and manages to take out that Vice. The rockets kind of landed right in the middle. We're gonna have to see this ult come down here shortly. She's trying not to use Widget's ult, it looks like. But is that the right play? I'm not sure. He did.
This leads to a final score of 20-16 in L Forward's victory.
This graph is all over the place.
In the final game, however, Anxiety managed to show off why he is the very top of the leaderboard, using his micro-macro play to secure the most effective camp farming scene all tournament, and finally ended the series 2-1 in dominating fashion. Thank you everyone for tuning into the stream and or watching this recap. These games are purely amazing and I hope you managed to enjoy the action and perhaps even learned a thing or two. Don't forget to check out DropZoneNation.com, the host of this tournament, for all your exciting DropZone Nation community needs and or information, as well as follow the developers on Twitter at PlayDropZone for any information they'd like to share or chances at possible beta keys in the future. Once again, I am your host Harlequin, and I'd like to thank the DropZone Nation community for asking me to do one of these recaps once again, as well as the developers for making an amazing game. To all the players and viewers who made this possible as well, you guys are awesome and I can't wait to see you on the battlefield.
Very aware that damage is going to be in your well-being and anxieties. Man, Anxiety really brought it together this game. That recon was devastating. Really putting him to the full potential right there. We saw We saw Recon controlled so well that last game. Trying, but it's not gonna happen. Either way, that kill was irrelevant. It was just for show. Ladies and gentlemen, Anxiety is going to be your champion for the DropZone Nation Weekly Tournament number 2. Everyone, let's give him some applause in chat. Who's excited to see Anxiety take that win? Someone's got to take it, and I think as